Hey team, welcome to this 30-day video challenge where I'm going to release 30 games in 30 days. These games are games that you can play with your team at any time. Some of them include skills, some of them include conditioning, and honestly, some of them are just tag games that you can play with your team. So make sure you tune in every single day this month where I'm going to release a new video with a brand new game. And before we get started, I'm Coach Hart, this is Building Better Baseball, and this is the best place for baseball education. So let's get into this 30-day video challenge. I'm super excited to bring you these games. Let's get started. Hey team, welcome to day 19. And today's game is a baseball golf game. So if you're familiar with the game of golf and you know how it works, we're doing that, but we're throwing a baseball. Or if you've ever seen frisbee golf before, we're doing exactly that, but with a baseball. So ages, I would say any age could play this. I think the middle ages might have more fun with it. The older ages, like 13, 14, might get a little bored, but the younger ages might take a long time because they can't really throw that far. So the middle ages, like 8 to 12, I would think that they would have a blast with this game. Equipment, every player needs a ball and every player needs a glove. And that's about it. Where you're going to play the entire field. So you're going to use the entire baseball field in order to play this game. How you play. So everyone is going to start at home plate. So everyone starts at home plate. And I would say you need at least 5 areas or 5 locations where the players are going to throw the ball. If you wanted to, you could do 5 buckets. If you have 5 buckets that they could literally throw the ball into, then that would work. If you have maybe like 5 hats that you want to put down as the end goal, that would make it a little harder because the target's smaller. But you need 5 locations. I wouldn't really do less because that would be like a really short game, but I would say at least 5 locations where the kids would be able to throw it. Let's say that the first location is first base. All right, so you are literally trying to throw the ball and physically hit first base. So if first base is location number 1, everybody would take a turn and they would throw the ball and try to physically hit first base. If they don't hit first base, and let's say the first person throws the ball and it goes past first base, on their next turn, they would have a tally of 1, right? They would have a stroke of 1. They would be here, they would pick up their ball. On their next turn, they would have to try and throw it and hit first base. If they hit it, they have a tally of 2. Okay, so they had 2 turns in order to hit the first location. If they miss again, then they do it as many times as it takes before they actually hit first base. And however many times it takes, that's their tally. You win the game by having the lowest tally. So just like in the game of golf, if you get a hole in one, that's 1 stroke or that's 1 hit, right? And in the game of golf, the lowest score wins. So that's the same exact concept as right here. So let's say that the first location is first base. And then the next location is the right field foul pole, right? So that's all the way out here, right? So they would continue to throw and throw and throw until they actually physically hit the right field foul pole. That would be the second location. And let's say that they would have to go to second base right after that. So they would be throwing all the way here, and whatever their tally is, they would just keep on adding their tally of how many throws it took to physically hit that location. Let's say you set up a bucket in center field for number 3, right? So this is number 3. They would have to keep on throwing, and see how many throws it took to get into the bucket. They have to physically throw it in the bucket. And once they get in the bucket, that turn is over. And everybody's, like I said, everybody is taking turns, and they're all going to be at different locations. Everybody takes 1 turn each time. The first person goes, and then the second person, and then third, fourth, whatever. And if you don't want to do the whole entire team together, you could make this a center where you just have 3 or 4 players playing it, right? If you have centers out in the field, you can make this a right field center where you set up 4 buckets and they have to play baseball golf, right? And after number 3, let's say you have to throw to third base and then physically hit third base. And then after that, number 5 is the left field foul pole, right out here. And then let's say that the last hole, number 6, is the pitcher's mound. So you have to go from the left field foul pole and see how many throws it takes for you to hit the pitcher's rubber. Or you could put a bucket there, right, for them to throw it into the bucket. So that's basically baseball golf. And this really works on throwing accuracy for the kids because they have to throw it specifically in a location. And if they don't hit that location, they have to go get the ball and then come back. There's no real room for error, right? So the closer you get, obviously the easier the throw is. But if if they're on second base and you're playing with 13-year-olds who can throw it out to center field, they're going to throw it as far as they can, and they're going to try and get it in that bucket. I mean, who knows? They could get a hole in one on that one, right? And like I said, it works on throwing accuracy, and whoever gets the lowest score would win the game. So once you get to number 6 and everybody finishes the game, whoever has the lowest score would be the winner of the game. And one more thing before we go, just like in golf, I would say that, let's say that there's 3 people in left field, right? And the first person throws it nearly all the way to the pitcher's mound and they stop it right here. I would say that that person can then just do a little chip in like they do in golf, where they could get that ball and then just go again and then hit the pitcher's mound right here to end it, just so they're not waiting there right next to the pitcher's mound and risk getting hit by someone else's ball. They should be paying attention so they shouldn't get hit, but there's always that possibility. So I would say if somebody is really close to the hole and all they need is like a little chip in or a little throw in, then they can finish that turn and then move out of the way just for the safety and they don't get hit by a baseball. But that is it for baseball golf. I think that the middle ages of 8 to 12 would have a lot of fun with this game. It really works well on throwing accuracy and kind of throwing distance too, but more accuracy. So this is just a really fun game that you can play and incorporate into your practice plans. I hope you enjoyed day 19 for baseball golf. Tomorrow is day 20. We have 10 days left in the month of April. I can't wait to bring you these next 10 games, so be sure to tune in tomorrow. I'll see you for day 20. So I hope you enjoyed today's game, and I hope I explained it in a way that you understand and that you can explain it to your team so you can incorporate it into your practices. This is just another game that you can add to your practice plans to have some fun during your practices with your youth baseball team. Before you go, don't forget to grab your free 2-hour practice plan. I made it just for you to help you out in your practice plans. And in the description below, you'll also see a free baseball equipment sizing guide. There's how to get more playing time. There's how to do batting practice. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I made for you for free. Be sure to grab it before you go. It's all down in the description. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, this is Building Better Baseball. I'm Coach Hart, and I'll see you next time.